Oh, could you imagine getting directions? Like,
turn left at the next station, and you will find the Gregs that you seek.
Yeah, he does need a sat-nav voice that you could download.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You change the directions. You don't go to the McDonald's and it goes, why do you deny yourself?
Okay, Nick has just reminded me of something. I saw this at about 1 p.m. last night, and knowing that we were going to record today, instead of showing you guys, I figured I'd just sit on this image and show you when we record.
Okay.
So, without further ado, cold open. Throw it in the Facebook.
Let us have a look at this thing. Okay. I see.
I was just scrolling through Reddit. Who wants to describe the image I posted?
Okay. So it's clearly Top Gear fan art.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh God, it is. There is a yellow Lexus LFA.
Ah, you recognise the car?
Yes, I do.
Of course he recognises the car.
Well, yeah.
With the number plate Jazza, Jazza. On it is sat a very confused looking giant. What animal is that?
Oh, I think it's a leopard furry looking.
Yeah, like an anthro leopard, looking very sort of confused and maybe a little bit embarrassed. And in the foreground there is Clarkson shouting Hammond. So it's clearly Richard Hammond as a furry, a giant furry.
Oh, see, I think it's
Hammond, get your cat.
Clarkson is blaming Hammond for the furry sat on his car. That was my interpretation of this piece.
Give Hammond vibes, though. I see where Nick's coming from.
Oh, but he's not shouting at the furry, though.
No,
he's
I know
turned
he's not,
round
but
to
look
yell,
at the
Hammer.
furry. He just seems to remind me of Hammond. Nick, you just back me up. He's got the vibe. He's got the oh dear vibe.
I can kind of see it.
Oh, it's so vague, but it's there.
I suppose, but like, Clarkson is turned away from the car and shouting at somebody off camera. So I don't know. Maybe
to me, that says Hammond is off camera and has set up an elaborate prank where a giant furry sits on Clarkson's car.
Yes, that sounds more like it.
Is this the most profound discussion about art we've had on the show?
Maybe.
I think it is.
Good. Thank you to the subreddit 196 for putting that in my field of vision, and I'm glad I shared that with everyone. So, enjoy. Hi everyone, welcome to the Shipping Forecast. I'm James. Joining me is Nick.
Hey.
And Grace.
Hello.
Grace, did you have a good birthday?
Yes, I had a lovely birthday. Thank you very much.
I'm glad to hear it. Congrats on turning 22.
Oh, shut up. You know I'm older than that.
I was trying to be nice.
I don't mind turning the age I am.
Okay. Good. Any stories you want to add from that?
Well, no, I don't think so. But, like, I'll say this. I've noticed
We don't
that
have
in
to.
literally just a day of turning a new age, I've already put several parts of my body out.
I beg your pardon?
I've put several parts of my body out. Like, I was washing my car and, like, all my arm just seized up. I was like,
They've
what
given
the
out.
fuck?
Sorry, the way you phrased that wasn't great.
What, putting your joints out, putting your body out?
Yeah.
Oh,
Putting your body
you
out
thought I was
sounded
on
a
the
bit...
game, right?
Yeah. That's what it sounded like.
Well, I'm not on the game. Like,
I'm glad.
I'm not desperate enough yet.
Good.
This is it. Like, once you reach 30, things do start to ache a little bit. I used to work on my car, and next day I'd be right as rain, but I found that recently I've woke up and, like, I ache after I've worked on my car.
Oh, it's not good, is it? Oh.
Nah.
No.
I knew it would happen, I just realised it would happen so soon. But admittedly, I've been like that since, like, 18, so this is just a step up from what I'm used to.
I see.
Yeah. Start having to like do stretches before I have to do any. Grace,
That's
where
not a
are
bad
you?
idea.
Get in the car. Hang on, there's me like trying to fucking touch my toes before I go anywhere.
It's not a bad idea. I don't have a segue for this. Do we want to just talk about vampires?
Yes, let's just talk about Nosferatu. James, didn't you have something that was sent to you?
Yes. Okay, this is definitely a first. We're opening with fan mail, very briefly.
Oh.
I know, fan mail.
Yeah.
We get it.
Sometimes we get it.
We've got it for this one time. We're making a feature of it.
Hey, we've had more than one fan mail, I'll have you know.
No,
Yeah,
I
we
know.
do
I'm
get it
just being
sometimes.
cheeky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We do occasionally. And sometimes I remember to reply.
Ah.
Looking at the one I haven't yet, sorry, I will reply before this episode goes out. My bad. Mighty La-iti is how I'm going to pronounce that. Sent us, because we were talking about Mafia AUs at one point, because Sophie, next partner, loves her Mafia AUs.
Yes.
And it always felt out of place to me in terms of the kind of the standard fantasies you see in the dark romance section, because you got your vampires, you get your werewolves, I understand that. You get Bigfoot occasionally, I get that. And then there's just Mafia in there as well. And that's always seemed a bit out of place. Well, we were sent a very long Tumblr post, which I will reblog. More or less goes into it and explains it. You can all read it for yourselves. You can find it on our Tumblr. But yeah, I found it was quite interesting. The gist of it was that there is... how do I phrase this?
A fantasy is very much a controlled environment where you can do what you want, and that's perfect.
Thank you,
Compared
Grace.
to
You
the real
nailed it
thing.
on the head. It is... The dark fantasy of it, that is firmly kind of separated from the actual kind of sexual desire. The author puts it, they describe it as horse versus unicorn.
Yes.
Where a horse fantasy is, it would be nice to have a horse, and that's a plausible thing you could do. You don't actually want to do the horse stuff. You just want to kind of get on a horse and go riding. Whereas...
The horse fantasies were fantasies that could actually happen.
Yes.
Like owning a horse, you could go out and buy a horse and feed it and muck it out and, ride it about the place.
But expecting a horse to do any more than a horse is capable of, that turns it into a unicorn, yeah?
Well, the unicorn was a little bit different. They explained it in a way that having a unicorn would be a fantasy that isn't possible, because there's no reality where you could go out and get a unicorn from somewhere. So all the humdrum stuff,
all the nitty gritty that comes with it is kind of cut out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's irrelevant, because you'll never be able to go out and actually...
A bit like Where the House Husband, where this woman takes in a Yakuza member and rehabilitates him. Like that.
Oh, that's an odd case, isn't it? Because he starts out as a unicorn, but eventually becomes a horse.
Yeah, but like the unicorn fantasy is kind of like...
Because the immortal Tatsu,
like that, surely.
Yeah, he's very much an impossible fantasy to have.
Yeah.
But when the book actually starts, he's kind of very normal and grounded, and a very attainable a nice husband. Don't get me wrong, but plausible in terms of the dynamics, I guess.
It was an interesting read, this whole post, and of course all the other people adding to it, adding more detail of why such a thing exists in the minds of people,
Oh yeah, I think like even non-sexual fantasies are kind of like within those realms. Like, for example, if you've ever hated someone so much at school, you'll imagine them like fighting in the playground, and suddenly, like out of nowhere, you for some reason can do kung fu, and you absolutely take them out. You'd never do that in real life, and you probably like the implications of actually like fucking beating the shit out of your schoolmate is beyond the realms of what's going to happen. The kung fu makes it a fantasy.
Yeah,
well
this is
violence. It's just...
And that's why you save it for your Sims playthrough.
Exactly, and you just have a good time with it in your own head, and then that's it. And it's a good way to vent.
This is it, the kung fu and the consequence-free violence.
Exactly, because everyone cheers for you afterwards. The police
Yes.
don't show up. You go home,
Everyone
you have a nice
claps.
tea,
Yeah.
and you go back to school the next day, and they're not there anymore because they're in hospital. It's fine.
So the reason I saved this for the Nosferatu episode is I did not understand why everyone was thirsty for Nosferatu.
I mean, yeah.
It makes no sense to me, but a lot of people were down bad for him. And are we all familiar with Nosferatu? Grace, I know you are. You've seen it 3
I've
times.
seen it 3 times. I am that pervert.
Do you want to explain that?
Okay, I didn't see it because I was a pervert, okay, but we might as well just say I am, because I'm not going to bother fighting allegations. So
You saw it, you are a pervert. Those are 2 separate incidents.
I saw it with one person, and then I saw it because they were having a bad day, and then I saw it with another person, which I think was you, James.
Yes.
And then I was invited out with my friends to go to the cinema. I didn't know what we were going to see, and they're like, yeah, we've got vouchers. And I thought, oh shit, help, they've got vouchers. And they're like, yeah, it's for Nosferatu as we're approaching the cinema. And I was like, oh. And they were front row seats, so I'm sat there like,
So
looking...
you got a full look.
Oh, I knew when the dick scene was gonna come out, when he nips out of his coffin to strangle that guy, and I just thought, oh, here it comes, 3, 2, there it is. Massive.
You do get a full look at the Orlok in this film.
Oh, I was up close and personal to the Orlok.
Nick, what do you know about
Screaming.
Nosferatu before I post the pictures?
I know it exists. I know that people are thirsty for. Yeah.
Okay. Do you know the movie history of Nosferatu?
Wasn't it one of the first on-screen portrayals of vampires?
Yes. So it started out in 1920 something. It was a league. They couldn't get the rights to Dracula,
Oh, okay.
so they wrote Nosferatu, and a lot of details were changed to make it legally distinct, to the point where some of the details don't make sense anymore. For example, at one point he travels by boat from Romania to Germany instead of Romania to London,
Okay.
which makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Like you, but the scene's still in there, and it's in the new version as well, and it doesn't make sense there either. But yeah, last year there was a faithful remake of Nosferatu, which is still legally distinct from Dracula. And they kept what Nosferatu looks like quite secret. I didn't see any pictures of him until we saw the film. But here we are. I've posted them in Smash or Pass.
Of course.
These are the ones I could gather.
Let me have a look. The thing that strikes me is the mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a full.
He's got a big mustache, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got a full Joseph Stalin-esque thing going on there. Yeah, I see.
Well, being an old Eastern European lord, that is quite common in terms of facial hair. That was traditional through a lot of history to have something like that.
Okay, so...
I actually learned something recently. Dracula had a mustache like this in the books.
Oh, really?
To hide his little teeth.
Yeah. Let me find you a picture. Because one of the first Christopher Lee Draculas also had a mustache, unless I've been lied to on the internet.
It is possible.
Yes, I found the photo. We'll do a Shagberry kill between these two.
Oh, no. Right, okay.
That's not a bad look.
No, I mean, Christopher Lee's rocking it, because, I mean, it's Christopher Lee. He can rock anything.
Yeah, this is true.
He's a cool dude. Yeah, I didn't understand why everyone was thirsty for Nosferatu. Because the film is quite horny about him. I think that's fair to say.
I mean, it's grim because he is like, unlike other vampires where they're sort of like, they're corpses but they're done up, right? He is not a done up corpse. He is maggoty and rotting. And, you know, realistically it's a no, isn't it?
But
yeah.
It is a no, but why is everyone so horny about him?
I suppose it... Yeah, I can see how it ties back to that Tumblr post we got sent.
It's how he behaved.
Because in the film, he... Also, spoilers for Nosferatu. Go see it if you haven't and want to.
Okay.
He's visiting the main character in her dreams, and they're very horny dreams. And the way they defeat Nosferatu in the end is by her just shagging him until the sunrise, and keeping him there until the sun comes up and he just sort of melts. Yeah.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really that's fucked. For want
Yeah,
of a
that
better
second
word.
picture where he's like giving you the schmoozy eyes that James sent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's his
And
sex
then Willem
face
Dafoe
when he's
keeps the
getting with
woman's
her.
cat.
Oh wow. Okay.
I should say this is all Willem Dafoe's plan. He's just like, yeah, you should just shag him, and that's kind of how it plays out.
So like, the woman in it alone, she Ellen even, she has these kind of powers where it might be like a touch psychic or something, and but you know you can't say that in Victorian England or Victorian Germany and all that shit, being a very religious place. And so when she adopts these powers, she accidentally summons a demon, essentially. And this demon takes advantage of her being quite lonely and essentially sort of molests her mentally.
Right, okay.
Right. And so she's kind of a victim in this. And, she is a victim in this. Being sort of preyed on by an older man. She gets married to her now husband. And these visitations stop, right? Nosferatu, still obsessed with her. You know, that clingy ex. He invites the husband to his house under the guise of him buying estate. Because the husband's an estate agent. And essentially gets him to fill out this contract saying he's annulled the marriage. And he doesn't realise he's done that because it's a demon contract and you can't really read Demonese or ancient Romanian. I don't know which one it was.
Yeah, I think it's ancient Romanian.
That's more likely. That is more likely. But there was a big old fucking pentacle next to it as well, so it could, you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe he should have been more suspicious, but yeah.
Yeah, but true. But honestly, he was fucking frightened of that place the entire time.
Understandable. I think I would be too.
Fair
in
enough.
that whole situation.
Also, like, I'm pretty sure Nosferatu had already jumped his bones the night before, like, in a kind of weird sex trance. Yeah, he's had a go on both the couple. Yeah.
So, Nick, did you watch Stephen Moffat's Dracula?
Oh, I might have done.
I've only seen the first one, and because Dracula and Nosferatu have very similar plots, there's a similar sexual tension in the kind of the first visit to the house by both Jonathan and Thomas.
Yeah.
The Nosferatu equivalent of Jonathan Harker. I do think they banged. That's a photo of... Incidentally, I find it funny. So the Dracula character is Jonathan Harker.
Yeah.
And the Nosferatu character is Thomas Hutter.
I see what they've done there. Yeah.
Just subtle tweaks. No one noticed.
Yeah,
Apart from when they did.
They absolutely did. There were a lot of requests to destroy the original Nosferatu.
Oh.
In fact, by the Dracula lawyers.
Like, yeah, can I copy your homework? Sure, but just change it so it doesn't make it obvious. Yeah.
It's so obvious.
You didn't make it obvious enough. I want the rights to your homework.
Just cross out London and write Germany.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We do know, because it was doing the rounds on social media, the actor who plays Thomas kept the fake penis.
Yeah, it was given to
He's
as
got
a
it
gift, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he said he had it mounted on his wall as like a thing to keep.
Well, you would, wouldn't you?
Apparently he was trying not to laugh when matey was butt naked with his prosthetic dick rubbing up against him while he was pretending to get his blood sucked. So
understandable. That's yeah. I think I would be too. I can't remember any characters' names because I just know them by the Dracula character names.
There's Ellen. There's Nosferatu.
Ellen's the main lady.
There's Thomas. There's... Oh, fuck it. I can't remember their names.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe played Professor Albin Eberhard von Franz.
Well, that's why we can't remember.
I've just called him Van Helsing or Willem Dafoe the whole way through.
I think we should just carry on calling him Dafoe, because his name only comes up once, I'm sure.
Understandable. Yeah, he's the one who is the expert in the occult and wants everyone to kill Nosferatu. Gives some solid advice, including... What was it? It was like, then she shall rave into the night or something like that?
Right. But she will rave all night. Then let her rave!
Yes, that was it.
Yes.
Yeah, he doesn't like being... Yeah, basically she gets fits in the night because of Nosferatu visiting her dreams. And so, like, she's staying at the mate's house, and they've just been like, okay, we don't know what to do with female hysteria, so we're just going to tie her to the bed. And give her loads of opiates.
Damn right.
When this is finished, I have some YouTubing to do, because there has to be a drum and bass / rave remix of that line.
Oh, there will be out there.
There's been
Yes.
several on Instagram.
Oh, get in. Yes.
Oh, fuck's sake.
I'm going looking for that when this is over.
Oh, you should. Personally, my favourite character was the best friend, Friedrich Harding.
Oh, yeah, it didn't end well for Friedrich, did it?
It didn't end well for him, but he was just the coolest guy through the whole film. He didn't believe in Dracula at any point. Sorry, he didn't believe in Nosferatu at any point. And then Nosferatu kills his wife, and he's just going to go, I'm going to kill Nosferatu. And then he just sets fire to as much things as he can.
No, he doesn't.
Oh no, he gets sad and stays with his wife.
No,
It's great.
Nosferatu fucking says to Ellen, "Look, if you don't get with me, I'm gonna kill your friends and family." Right? And she's going, "Oh, how dare you?" And so he just starts picking off Frederick's wife, and he picks off their 2 children as well. Friedrich gets all sad and mopey about it, obviously, and basically after the funeral, he nips into the mausoleum and shags his dead wife and dies there.
Oh yeah, I forgot he did that. It's been a few months since I saw Nosferatu, so I'm relying on you, Grace, to.
Yeah, and unfortunately, his best mate and Willem Dafoe and the guy who runs the prison, I think the doctor, all just come across him, and she's got a leg hanging over the fucking coffin, and they see Frederick in there, and they're like, "Oh my god, I can't take this anymore."
I mean,
and they just set
grief
fire
will
to
do
the whole
things.
mausoleum.
Yeah.
This film sounds utterly fucked.
Oh, it's
It
great.
is utterly fucked.
I mean, I think it's by the same guy who did The Lighthouse.
Yes,
Yeah,
Robert
so
Eggers.
That's part of the reason why, to be fair.
Yeah,
Okay.
he does a lot of weird things, and I'm here for it.
It sounds it.
I think, like, there's lots of different types of horror, and we usually get clown, jump scare horror, and demons. But very rarely these days do you get, like, gothic
This is fucked up
romance
horror.
in the same, like, because vampires seem to have evolved into more Twilight characters than what they initially were. So it's kind of, they just sort of brought it back a bit, really, I think.
Yeah, this is very much a classic vampire film,
I see.
This is classic gothic
but
horror.
made recently.
Shagging something you shouldn't.
I should mention Nosferatu had a very distinct accent through the whole film that it was briefly fun to impersonate.
Yes!
He would just drop his voice like this.
Why do you
And it's-
deny yourself?
And come to think of it, it's just
why won't
it did
you love
sound.
me?
It was just a slightly deeper Nandor the Relentless. Now I think about it.
Yeah, it was quite. And then, like, a lot of asthma, because I'm pretty sure his lungs have been bitten through by maggots.
Oh,
Also,
probably.
he had tons of pet rats.
There were
Tons of
so
them.
many rats in this film.
There's crazy cat ladies, and then there's crazy rat vampires.
Yeah.
Um,
So that was the thing with Willem Dafoe's character. He had loads of cats, right? And the main lady, Ellen, also had a cat. And spoiler, Ellen dies at the end after shagging Nosferatu, and it's all very sad. And you just see Willem Dafoe pick up the cat and kind of walk off with the cat. It's like, oh, he's just got another one for his collection.
so
Yeah,
this
he's
is
just-
mine
he's
now.
Taking trophies home.
Didn't ask anyone. I'm just having the cat. Like, this is mine now.
Yeah, fuck the husband who's still alive. He's got nothing
Yeah, the
now. His wife's
grieving
gone,
husband, they're there,
cat's
mates.
gone.
Yeah.
He's got a
I'm having
fucking
this cat.
dead demon corpse in his marital bed. Fuck,
Yeah,
it's just
his
fucked,
his
isn't
best
it?
friend has gone mental and killed himself. Though I guess he now inherits the shipping industry.
No, I don't think he's in the will.
Is the last survivor by any stretch. It's possible.
Nah, he's got nothing.
But again, I'm not sure why you'd want to inherit a shipping industry in Germany.
Well, yeah, there is that.
What with it being a landlocked country.
That's what rivers are for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose Germany has rivers.
Regardless.
Yeah, it wouldn't fit those boats. But anyway.
Regardless, he lost it all.
He lost it all, and Willem Dafoe kept the cat.
Yeah.
I mean, he sounds like the real winner in this story, so...
Yeah, in a way.
He was quite pleased with himself. He's like, yeah, I told you it was a demon. I'm taking this cat now. Goodbye.
Yeah, because he started out as a disgraced academic, so he ends the film being proven right, having a corpse he can show people to be like, see, I was right, and he gets a free cat at the end.
So, yeah, he's the only one who's done well out of this.
Mm-hmm.
And none of his
The
friends
film
died. Which is fantastic.
Yeah, all his cats survived.
Hey!
Yeah. Don't get me started on how many rats they've got to eat. The cats are doing pretty fucking well as well.
Yeah, I hope there were no accidents in filming this between the cat actors and the rat actors.
That's true. They did have real
They'd
rat
probably
and
have
cat
to be
actors.
kept. Yeah. There is typically beef between the two, so you would have to keep them separate to avoid any disputes in filming.
Yeah, this is it. Plus, rats are adorable.
Yeah, the rats are... The actors did actually quite like the rats, because they were doing this scene where they were, like, going into this crypt to try and, like, take out where they thought Nosferatu was, and they're trying not to step on all these fucking rats that are everywhere.
Oh, I
Like,
see.
get out of my way, my fellow thespian, I'm trying
There were so many.
trying to set fire to a corpse.
I'm just looking it up, because I heard he's doing another weird film coming up.
He's doing a werewolf one, isn't he?
Robert Eggers. Is he? Someone's doing a werewolf film. I wasn't sure if it was Robert Eggers. I could believe it.
Maybe the end goal here is like an extended universe. An extended classic horror universe.
A proper dark universe, not that shit they tried to do with The Mummy too.
Okay, according to his IMDb, there are 2 things he's working on as a director.
Okay.
One of them is called Werewolf. That's in development right now.
Yep.
Yes.
The other one, I'm going to say 3 words to you. Untitled Labyrinth sequel.
Whoa!
Oh, that's going to be fucking horrific. The first one was pretty bad.
It could be interesting, because
Yeah, but
his dark gothic style is not what I'd go for with a Labyrinth sequel. Because Labyrinth, it's kind of whimsical as well.
It depends which Labyrinth we get. If we're talking like Del Toro's Labyrinth,
David Bowie.
oh, see, look, there's a lot of labyrinths. There's David
I'm
Bowie's
pretty-
Labyrinth, there's Guillermo del Toro's Labyrinth, and then of course there's the Labyrinth that has the Minotaur in it.
So Del Toro's one is Pan's Labyrinth. So if it was a sequel to that, it would be called Untitled Pan's Labyrinth sequel.
Okay.
The production company involved is the Jim Henson Company.
Oh, okay, alright, fair play.
So this is David Bowie's Labyrinth. Of course, we are lacking David Bowie these days, tragically.
Yeah.
I don't know who you could cast who has the same Bowie... Well, I know of one person who has the same Bowie riz, but it would be really odd to... I've forgotten her name. Oh, God.
What, Tilda Swinton?
Yes, Tilda Swinton. That's exactly who I was thinking. We could cast Tilda Swinton as the Goblin King, and I think she'd rock it.
You could also cast the lady who plays Scully.
Gillian Anderson. Oh.
Yeah, she did quite a good job on American Gods.
Oh, that'd be interesting. I don't hate that.
All right.
Though, the 2 screens I have open right now, there are 2 faces staring at me. One is Willem Dafoe, from the photo I just posted, who... He'd be a very interesting take on the Goblin King. Right?
I guess so. I don't think I really want him as the Goblin.
If they cast him, I think I'd hear him out.
Yeah, I see how he does, but, you know.
Mm.
I think I'd want to give someone else a shot at...
Yeah. Well, from this IMDb page, the photo directly next to it, in a completely unrelated term, is, of course, Robert Pattinson. And that's made me wonder, what if they cast Robert Pattinson as the Goblin King?
It's going to be interesting to see this come out.
Yeah. I think he's just unhinged enough that it could work.
Yeah. He does seem to be in that sort of Daniel Radcliffe phase of his career where...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's got more money than he needs, and now he's just doing stuff that seems fun to him.
I would completely agree. Mickey 17 was quite good as well.
Yeah, I need to see that.
Yeah, I don't know who I'd cast for Bowie. Or the Goblin King. I'll keep an eye on that. Right, Grace. Well, to both of you, but Grace, since you know the film better than anyone alive.
No, I don't.
Nosferatu's biggest fan.
As
Shut
Nosferatu's biggest fan,
Shut up.
what are you expecting, shipping-wise?
Honestly, I'm expecting a lot of Nosferatu and Ellen, but I'm also expecting Nosferatu and Ellen and her husband.
And
I
Thomas.
feel like they're going to turn them into a wholesome polycule, or a semi-wholesome, or a not quite wholesome, but a polycule nonetheless.
Yeah, so, the order I'm expecting, and I've not looked at the fic since Christmas, it's going to be Nosferatu Reader, Nosferatu Thomas, Nosferatu Ellen. Then Ellen Thomas.
Yeah, I can see it.
That's my guesses. Thoughts?
I can see it 100% being that way around. Yeah.
Bonus thought, Nosferatu and
His rats.
Nandor the Relentless.
Oh, right.
I think he will show up in the What We Do in the Shadows universe.
Yeah. And I think if we do run out of material, because there weren't many fics at Christmas, we said we'd let this fandom cook. I feel like they've probably cooked as much as they're going to cook at this point. So now is probably a decent time. But if we run out of material, let's we'll just expand and talk about other vampires.
Yeah, that's fair.
On that note, Nick, if you had to pick a vampire to take home with you, who would it be?
To take home with me?
Yes, romantically. I don't know why I'm being so delicate about it today, but here we are.
I see. Do you know what? The only vampires I can think of right now are Dracula, the cast of What We Do in the Shadows, and Nosferatu.
Okay.
You got Christopher Lees, you got Bram Stoker, you got Dead and Loving It, which is probably the one I'd take home because he's probably the most friendly.
You've got the iconic Richard Roxburgh from Van Helsing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is to this day my favourite Dracula.
Yeah, I forgot about Van Helsing.
That's a lie. It's a tie between him and the Castlevania film Dracula, who absolutely kills it.
Yeah, that's Castlevania's version of Dracula as well. Yeah.
Castlevania's Dracula is fantastic.
He's a solid block of ham.
Wasn't there one in The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Now, Mina Harker is in that film.
Ah, right.
Also, the bloke who plays Dracula in Van Helsing is in The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but he plays Moriarty.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
If you were too young for this, go watch The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Timeless classic.
Yeah, it's really good. It is actually really good.
I mean, it's kind of shit, to be fair. It's the film that made Sean Connery stop acting. But it's...
That's not good.
So the story is, Sean Connery was tapped to play Gandalf in Lord of the Rings. And he didn't understand the script, so he said, nah, forget it, don't want to do this. Lord of the Rings cleaned out the Oscars. Everyone loves Gandalf, and he's like, fine, even if I don't understand the script, I'll take the next film. And the next film was League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. And it wasn't good. And he was just like, you know what, no, I give up. I don't understand films anymore. And then he retired from acting.
So it was the straw that broke the camel's back, the script of the movie that just made him go, nope, I'm done with this shit. I've had enough. I'm going to retire.
Exactly. And somehow Highlander wasn't.
I feel like
or
that was
Dragonheart, for that
previews,
matter.
Maybe.
Yeah. He's done a lot of goofy films, to be fair, as old Sean Connery. So I don't know why that one was the straw.
Yeah,
But...
he was in The Untouchables as well, which I really enjoyed, even though not a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe we just like weird movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'd still recommend It's dumb fun.
It's dumb fun.
It's The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah, I've remembered enjoying it immensely every time I watched it.
Oh yeah,
So...
it's enjoyable. It's not going to win Oscars, but it's enjoyable.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Nina Harker was in that. Nina
rings a bell.
One of the two.
Yeah.
Mrs. Harker, who is a vampire in that film.
Yes.
Was in it. But that still hasn't answered the question.
I'm not entirely sure, honestly.
Grace.
Probably the Dead and Loving It one, because I think it'd be hilarious.
Ah, Leslie Nielsen. Aha.
Okay.
You see?
Understandable.
This is fair.
Mm-hmm. On that note, have we all seen the trailer for the new
The Naked Gun?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No.
It looks okay.
I didn't know they were doing a new Naked Gun.
Oh, I sent it to you.
Yeah, I don't think I watched the first Naked Gun, though. Or the first ones. I don't even know how many there are.
Okay, you should see The Naked Gun. I would say it's Leslie Nielsen's finest work.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Airplane, and that was hilarious.
Mm-hmm. It's a similar gags, but cops.
Yeah.
Stuff. It is really good. It is really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I probably
fucking
enjoy it.
Prop gags do me in. Like when they, like the police lines they put when there's someone's had a dead body, the white lines.
Mm-hmm.
They had one like floating on the water because they fucking fell in. Shit like that, it just fucking cracks me up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Excellent.
good set of films. Nick, if you're coming up here, we'll watch The Naked Gun.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, fair enough.
The original.
Once we've made my computer work and made your car work slightly better.
Exactly. My pick, if I had to take two choices, depending on what taking them home means. It'd be great to take home Christopher Lee's Dracula. I'm sure he could tell a lot of stories. Romantically, Alice Cullen.
Okay.
Who?
Alice Cullen.
Who's that?
The hot one from Twilight.
That's not Dracula though, is it?
I said vampire.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Dracula. Which Dracula would you take home?
I mean, we could expand it to which Dracula would you take home if you like, but I think that makes it harder for me and Nick.
Nah. Yeah.
Well, I'm sticking with Christopher Lee's Dracula. No, I'm not. It would be Van Helsing's Dracula.
Oh,
he's
the
such a
really
diva.
flamboyant one.
Damn right. Okay. Shall we get into the fix?
Yeah, let's do it.
So there's 17 from the 1979 Nosferatu and 281 of the 2024 Nosferatu.
It's interesting that there's
But
that
none from
many for the old one, I would say.
I think it's interesting there's none for the even older one, because the 1970 one is not the original. It's 1920s is the original.
Yeah, 1922, wasn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wrong. Relationships in order of popularity, it is Ellen and Orlok,
Hey.
followed by Thomas and Ellen, followed by Thomas and Orlok.
Hey.
And finally at number 4, Orlok/Reader.
Wow.
So I had the top 4 correct, I just got the order wrong.
Huh.
That's a shame. 12 for Anna and Friedrich, though, which is surprising.
Anna and Friedrich are the ones that are married to each other, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm just surprised there's fics about them. Unless... Well, I'm going to look into it in case one of them is dead at this point. Yep. I've got 2 necrophilia ones right at the top.
Well, we knew it was going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes.
How have I come across a Jonathan Harker / Thomas Hutter? As if
They've travelled through the legal boundaries to pound.
God's sake.
Soulmates separated by IP.
They will not be separated by copyright law. This is the real Romeo and Juliet of the vampire fandom, isn't
The
it?
Motion Picture Association will not keep us apart. Nice.
God.
But you've got to post that. I'm curious about that.
Yeah, I think it's just about them being trapped in the castle.
Do you reckon they're just running from their respective vampires and just bumping into each other in the same castle? It's just like, oh, Thomas, John, let's get out of here together.
There is something a little bit Scooby-Doo about that.
Yeah. And also, both being hunted by either Dracula or Nosferatu, and who are now roommates because, as we know, rent is getting expensive, so they've sort of doubled up and they're sharing the same castle.
Even in a massive castle, they both have to share the same room. Bear in mind, none
They
of the
were
other
coffin
rooms
mates.
are like, occupied. I think this is a friendship one, to be fair.
Oh.
I'm
It's got
sorry.
a slash in it.
It says right at the bottom, male friendship.
It's got a slash in it, though.
I know, yeah, maybe it was the only way they could get the tag in.
Maybe it's a very sexually charged friendship.
Maybe it's been missed.
Okay.
For fuck's
It's
sake.
still friendship, but they pound in a friendly
Okay.
way.
Yeah, the high five afterwards one. Yeah, alright.
Yeah, exactly.
Friends with benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The benefit is they escape the castle together.
God, what the fuck? There's only a fucking Harry Potter crossover. The fucking...
Because
You are a wizard, Harry.
I feel like someone had a dream and was like, no, this is going into text form. Because it was nothing I was going to expect. Hang on, I'll paste it. There we go.
Predictions. Nosferatu is the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher.
No.
Open your textbooks to
It's a
page
Cedric
5.
Diggory / Harry Potter fic.
Huh,
so
that's a shame.
hang on, Edward Cullen is here as well.
Ah.
Is this in the style of My Immortal?
No.
No.
This is by
Oh.
Fried Wizard, and as werewolf attacks escalate, Harry's quest for protection unleashes a malevolent force, Nosferatu. Amidst the chaos, his growing affection for Cedric Diggory takes a harrowing turn when Cedric becomes the very creature Harry sought to defeat. Bound by love and tragedy, Harry must confront the chilling truth. Can love conquer ancient curses?
So, hopes for this fic. Harry awakens Nosferatu the exact same way Ellen awakes Nosferatu.
Which is?
Sexy dream?
Really horny dreams.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Harry's just waking up about these horny dreams about this mustached man, and he's just confused about it. That's my hope.
genuinely, like, you know Lilo and Stitch, where Lilo's like, oh, give me the nicest angel you have, and Stitch lands, and that it pans to that. That is essentially what happens with Ellen. She's like, I'm so lonely, anyone, come to me, anyone. And then he's like, hi, I'm evil and mustachy.
I'm here to ruin your life,
Yeah.
but not in the way that you want.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Well, I don't know. Hopefully that goes well. Okay, I'll see what else we've got. Okay, I shout out to this just because of its synopsis. Oh shit, Grace, you didn't name those fics you posted.
Oh, I thought I did. Hang on.
Nick, am I imagining things?
One was Castle by the River by Earth Spirits. No, you're right, I didn't mention that one.
Yep.
The second one, I said that it was by Fried Wizard, but I didn't say it was called Nosferatu Diggory.
Nosferatu Diggory. Yeah, solid names.
Yes.
Apologies. So this is I Am an Appetite by Namtar Ghul. And the summary is, my spin on that one scene, because why that peepaw grinding on Thomas butt-ass naked like that?
No, yeah, damn right.
We're calling him Peepaw, are we?
Yep.
So, yeah, Nosferatu was, like, was clothed earlier, and for some reason decided to disrobe and fucking drink the blood out of Thomas. Like, he had no reason to fucking get his dick out, but he did.
Wait, wasn't he naked in the coffin?
Yeah, he
Or
was,
am I
but then like
misremembering?
when he's waiting on the other side with his wolves, he's got his coat on and shit, and his little fluffy
Oh,
hat on.
okay. So he wakes up naked,
Gets
puts his
dressed,
coat on, wanders out, gets naked again,
chases the man around the fucking castle, and then
and then
gets
chases him, all while dangling.
just gets his.
Because that thing be waving.
No.
The- this this film, it doesn't sound like it makes any sense whatsoever.
I assure you it does.
It's just horrifying thing after sexy thing after sexy horrifying thing.
Oh
The
yeah,
thing
you
is,
get whiplash
none
between the two genres in the film.
The thing is, none of it's sexy.
Okay.
Oh no, yeah.
At least
it
I
is
didn't
horror.
find it
is
sexy.
horror. Like, it is
Yeah, it's
supposed to
definitely
be
horror.
repulsive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's horror. There are sexual aspects of that horror.
Yes.
If it was sexy, I think it's not for me. It's for the girls, I guess.
Well, I
think-
mean, yeah.
I think the only way they would have made it sexy was if Count Orlok was actually like a genuine romanceable partner, but he's not. He's there as a fiend,
Yeah.
so it's like
Mm-hmm.
nah.
Yeah, he's an aggressive corpse, effectively.
Yeah, he is.
Mm-hmm. Or if he was shredded.
Even
Alright.
if he was shredded, yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. That is a point. If he was given abs
Mm-hmm.
and legs that didn't belong,
It would be a much funnier film.
the legs fucking made me cackle on him. Like Jesus Christ, because he is essentially.
He's got
a
kind of
walking corpse.
skinny, rotten legs.
He's got no muscle on his legs, so he's like this big hulking figure with his coat, and then like you see he's never done leg day in his life, and it's just fucking hilarious. But it is still repulsive because it's it's a corpse, but it is, it's funny.
I have noted, who's Friedrich Harding?
That's the dude with the mustache. He's the best friend.
Ah, right, yeah. I've noticed a lot of Friedrich Harding / Reader Fix.
Yeah. I mean, he was a cool dude.
He was a pretty man, to be fair.
Yeah,
He's a pretty man, and I liked his accent through the whole thing. He was very kind of just restrained British accent, and just kind of spoke like it was the 18th century. Like he had an authentic accent,
Yeah, I see.
or it sounded it. And he
This
was very
is
much one of the
Capital News, damn it!
yeah, like he was very much one of the boys, but one of the boys in like the 19th century, and he was constantly smoking big cigars, and they briefly talked about rutting like goats or something like that, and
Yeah.
it was all very funny.
I
Just,
see.
Like-
showing off how virile it was. Look, I've got 2 children, and I've got another on the way. Ha ha ha! And you're just like,
Yeah.
oh, you're a pig.
He's
But-
he's the character you'd want to go for a drink with.
Yes.
Yeah, I
but
see.
I
Mhm.
don't think I'd want to know him personally because
Yeah.
he dismisses everyone because he thinks he's right all the time.
Mhm.
Like he's got a very subtle toxic masculinity trait going,
Oh, for sure, yeah.
but he is of that era. So
But he was
well, I
fun.
say that you get people who are like that in this era. So what do I know?
Exactly. I've actually got a fic where all 3 of the lads are pounding it out.
Okay.
This is called Crave You by Vicious Kepri, and it is Orlok, Friedrich, Thomas.
Wow.
All 3
of
of them. Yeah. The tags include explicit sexual content, dubious consent, double penetration, spit roasting. Who's getting spit roasted, I wonder?
We'll find out.
Everybody.
Implied Anna/Ellen. Good lord, I cannot write porn without plot.
You
They
missed-
always end up with a plot. Threesome. 8,000 words.
James, I hate to stop you, but you missed out blowjobs, crying, biting, and infidelity.
Oh, forgive me. I figured they were implied. Well, the crying wasn't, but
Maybe there's
yeah.
always crying in Nosferatu.
I do like that in a fic about vampires, infidelity is a warning. Like out of all the really shocking things you can have with a vampire, ooh, out of wedlock vampires. Oh.
Well, I suppose this was it the 1900s or the 1800s?
Oh, I think it's
it's on the cusp, I think.
No, I see. Right, okay.
Oh god. That means this is happening at the same time as Downton Abbey.
Dun, 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 dun.
I don't know why that makes me laugh so much, but the idea of just meanwhile on the other side of the country, just Downton Abbey's happening and everything's fine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
the period drama horror universe.
Mm-hmm. This does reference it. He is a rutting goat, as Thomas had joked often, so he knows those noises very well. There's a scene where there's pounding. I'm just trying to find out who gets spit roasted. I think it might be Friedrich.
Oh, okay.
Let's find out. I would have assumed Thomas.
Does he seem like a bottom in this?
Thomas.
Thomas
yes.
does, yeah.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he put on like the good I'm a manly husband front at first, but then he got absolutely back blown out by Nosferatu, and all just left him.
To be clear, that doesn't happen in the film, or if it does, it's kind of ambiguous.
Yeah, it's ambiguous to be fair. Okay, he got transported away by a scary visions and a scary coach, and with some scary horses, and then had to live with a very scary man, and that rattled him.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Yes.
which, to be fair, I can see why.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, in Stephen Moffat's Dracula, they do pound.
Yeah,
All
he
right.
thinks he thinks he's having a wet dream about his wife, and then it pans to like this wrinkly old man just like dropping on his
Riding
sausage.
Mm-hmm.
Dropping on his sausage.
Yeah. He's
So
riding
I'll
it
read.
freaky style. Bowels on it.
So to quote Friedrich in this fic, "God, Thomas, you're a mockery of a man to find such pleasure taking both our cocks." Is
That is
how Friedrich describes.
brilliant.
Yeah, they've nailed how Friedrich speaks in this fic.
Towards the end there, I'm sorry, but your sort of impersonation, it kind of started to devolve into like one of those Pathé newsreel announcers.
Yeah. No, that's how he speaks in the film.
That
Oh
is
my
how he
God.
speaks in the film.
Yeah,
I'm sorry that sent me.
Say it again.
I won't. I'm going to do the other one because there's a delightful quote below. "Dear Thomas, you present yourself to us like a cat in heat, and look how natural you bend for us."
Wow.
Oh my god.
Says the Count, and that's how the Count sounds in Nosferatu.
Yeah, just getting the count to... I would fucking watch a compilation of people sending in things to Skarsgård, like, yo, can you read this in the Nosferatu?
Yeah, I'd pay for him to just read things.
Oh, could you
It's
maybe
such
get
a
in
delightful voice.
directions? Like,
Turn left at the next station, and you will find the Gregs that you seek.
Yeah, he does need a sat-nav voice that you could download.
Yes.
Yeah.
You change the directions, you don't go to the McDonald's and it goes, why do you deny yourself?
Why do you deny yourself? No, that's good. This fic's pretty good. Yeah, they've nailed how he speaks, and yeah, there's clearly some plot here. I hope one day you write your porn without it turning into plot.
Yeah, so sorry this happened to you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm glad it happened to you because it's interesting to read, but you clearly don't appreciate it. So
It always is. But there we go.
Mm-hmm.
So I will share one. This is an Orlok/you fic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
It called out to me because the title's pretty fucking metal, if I'm honest.
Yes, it is. Bloodlust Crisis of Faith.
Yes,
Jesus,
by
that's-
Pisces Moonlit.
That's good, that is.
Pisces Moonlit.
So yeah, here's the summary. It's Count Orlok/Preacher's Daughter reader. So yeah, you've spent your whole life being a good Christian, following the word of the gospel, listening to your father's sermons and praying every day. But you've also spent your whole life burying the unclean feelings you have. Except tonight, they finally manifest into the physical realm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you just love a bit of blasphemy?
I also love the lovely watercolour illustration they've got for
Yeah.
the imaginary front cover of the novel that I would
Yeah.
That's a delightful
procure
watercolor.
from the library.
Mm-hmm.
It is a nice picture, yeah, of a slightly creepy looking building.
Mm-hmm. It's the exact opposite of the mustachioed man who's going to appear in this fic.
Yeah, this is it. I think literally it does what it says on the tin, this. You are a preacher's daughter, and you have an urge, and
Nosferatu
Orlok
calls
shows
out
up,
to you.
and
Then they pound.
sex happens.
Mm-hmm. She must rave into the night.
She must rave into the night. Before you get tied down with mortgages and all the rest of it.
Oh, no.
Having a skim of this, he's not actually, like, there. Oh, now he's there. Later on he turns up.
Yeah, I think he... Again, I think it's a very similar sort of manifestation that Ellen gets. He turns up in her head, and then they end up meeting. And all the horror that entails.
Well, it sounds like she's having a good time. Quick check. Aha.
I'm not sure how I feel about one of the tags being religious guilt as well.
Yeah, maybe this is more heavy than we've had in mind.
No, yeah, there is a bit where she goes, "Oh no, not a premarital orgasm." So, yeah, she's upset for touching herself, basically.
The way you phrase that made me laugh. It probably shouldn't have.
That's how it's written.
Oh.
Premarital orgasms?
Absolutely not.
I figured I'd check for the obvious thing. I typed in an additional tag into the search bar. This is Dinner Party by SignMoras09. It's Nosferatu and What We Do in the Shadows. It's the only Nosferatu, What We Do in the Shadows.
Whoa!
I know, I'm surprised there's only one.
I am surprised there's only one.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Oh, go for it.
How do you think Laszlo is going to pronounce Nosferatu?
Nosferatu?
Yeah, probably that, yeah.
We're having he must have said the word Nosferatu in the show.
I think he would say it right.
I mean, I'm not going to go back and rewatch the whole thing to find out, but I'm sure it's something he said.
I will live for the mispronunciation of that.
Mm-hmm. Actually, they've written in the mispronunciations.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, they haven't. They've written it just for the big man himself, Nosferatu.
Right, okay, I see.
Orlok, old chap, you haven't aged a day over 150, Laszlo says. Orlok glows. We have but one such meeting in centuries, is how it's written. With centuries kind of split out like that.
By the sound of things, the gang's all here. The gang's all here, so, yeah.
This is delightful, actually.
You need to be more fluent. Repeat after me.
Yeah.
Peter Piper pigs a pack of pickled peppers. Peter
Piper picks. Yeah.
Peppers. I want to get the creepy paper.
The creepy paper.
Creepy paper.
Creepy paper.
No, this is delightful. It's kind of sad there won't be a What We Do in the Shadows season after Nosferatu airs, so they can't make this happen.
Yeah, it is a shame. I reckon they could really sort of take the piss out of that.
And this would be a solid starting point. I mean, because they do have the Count, who is kind of based on the look, but not really the style.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one is out there. I've not seen any other crossovers yet, aside from the Harry Potter one.
Let me tell you about Count Orlok, Laszlo says in a single-person interview. That man was so bloody horny, he completely forgot the sun was rising, so he focused on busting his nuts and realised he was literally burning. I say that was some good sex. I think I might read this. This is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I can hear it in his voice.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, sounds like they nailed it. Okay, I have a fic about the most important character in Nosferatu.
Is it one of the cats?
Yep.
Yes.
This is The Wisdom of Cats by Their Wolf. There as in the possessive there.
Oh, okay.
Relationships are Thomas Hutter and Greta the cat, and then Ellen and Thomas. Von Franz puts the cat in Thomas's arms. Your wife lives on through you and this creature. Live for it, if not for yourself. So this is an AU. As I say, it's an AU. I guess it's my headcanon that Von Franz just takes the cat. I guess in this one he gives the cat back after the credits roll. It's like, Thomas, you must look after this cat now. Instead of my interpretation, where Von Franz just nicks the cat and just leaves. Yeah. It's short but sweet.
Oh, bless. It really
Von
is.
Mm-hmm. And cats are indeed wise, and they do understand far more than we think.
Yeah.
Does it go into how they got the body out of the house?
It doesn't, no. I think the body disintegrates, doesn't it?
No, it just sort of bleeds out, and like she's lying there under it as well. Like it still remains there.
Maybe Von Franz keeps the body.
They just throw some lilacs on it and call it a day. I'd have burned the entire house down. I'd have been like, fuck it.
I mean, if I was Von Franz, I would have kept it to study.
Yeah.
And also to prove to all my science friends that I was right and vampires are real and they can eat shit.
I suppose, as a man of science, yeah.
Mm-hmm. A discredited man of science.
You would have to, yeah.
You'd want the validation.
True, but you're also a
least I would.
Christian man in an era where Christianity is very important, and burying a body is very, very important.
That's true.
Yeah, to be fair, there was that device that Nikola Tesla invented, which he thought it would shake a building to its very foundations, and I think he got so worried that it had fallen into the wrong hands that he destroyed it. So, I suppose there's an element of that.
Seems sensible.
Yeah.
Only it's keeping Dracula alive.
Yes, only it's keeping the body
Nosferatu, even.
Yeah, the body of a vampire.
Mm-hmm. Suppose you could pickle him.
Yeah, true.
Or, I don't know. Right, let's see what else we got. I have a Hannibal crossover here.
They do seem to get everywhere, don't they?
Hannibal does get everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not as in your face as BTS or My Hero Academia, but they're just sort of around. I've also got a reader fic that I didn't expect. This is with Professor Albin Eberhard von Franz /reader.
Okay.
This is Lessons in the Dark by Wow, I'm getting old. I can't read the leet speak. Nick, do you want to help me out? Oh, it's Let Me In Now.
Let Me In Now. Yeah, that's the one.
With a 3 instead of the E's.
That took me a while.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because I'm blind or old or...
I think it's just people don't use leet speak enough. Everyone, bring back leet speak. It's been enough time.
We don't need to. We've got all the buttons on our phone.
Yeah, but it's cool and hackery.
No.
We're showing our age.
Yes. Yeah. The tags are Nosferatu 2024, Willem Dafoe Freeform, Age Gap, Slow Burn, Marriage of Convenience, Teacher-Student Relationship, Reader is in her 20s, Eventual Smut.
Eventual Smut.
Eventual Smut. We're on chapter 3. It isn't finished yet. Maybe the smut is yet to come.
Yeah, I like how the notes are, walked out of the theatre and yelled, "I need that old man."
Understandable.
I do like it when we find out that one of these authors have basically seen somebody and just thought, wow, I want them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing I've learned from doing this show. It's oddly flattering how many people are thirsty for weird guys. Because, with all due respect to the author, because whenever you see men being sexualized on the TV, they're always of a very, and also true of women. It's always a Hemsworth or, but there's a very generic type of man you're supposed to be attracted to. All of these authors write about weird guys and senshi and like attainable blokes, and that's nice.
Yeah,
that helps my self-esteem. So thank you.
Yeah, like one of my friends has a huge crush on one of the band members of They Might Be Giants. And like both of them are just fucking nerds. It's They do look just like older nerds, which of course is exactly what they are, but yeah.
Exactly.
It's nice. It is nice.
Seeing people lust for Willem Dafoe is good.
No, I'm not. I'm not into Willem Dafoe. But I'm glad he's
That's
got
okay.
I'm glad he's got the love.
Mm-hmm. But I'm sure there's weird guys that you like as well. See, I don't know, because you're more into like your Tom Hiddlestons and like fairly typical blokes.
I am into very generic Hollywood
Yeah.
good-looking.
Edgelords.
But I do like the odd bit of something a bit different.
Yeah. I can't think of any examples from you that I've heard.
Yeah, because I wouldn't
But
have
not
told
Willem
you.
Dafoe. No, that's true. Understandable. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like they're going to do a fake marriage in this. Marry me on paper so that we may work together to uncover the secrets of the occult, and so as I may be saved from the convent. So she needs a marriage, otherwise her parents are going to put her away.
Oh.
She wants to do science, but her parents are like, no, get married or you're becoming a nun. And so they fake marriage, and eventually it becomes a real marriage.
Yep, and she gets a stern mentoring.
Mm-hmm. It's a bit like Spy Family, only Willem Dafoe.
So not
sex
like Spy
actually
Family
happens
at
in
all,
it.
actually.
Yeah. And eventually they pound on like Spy Family, who are on season 3 and they still haven't shagged yet, for fuck's sake. Sorry.
It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn.
It's so slow. We've been waiting years. Just hold hands for Christ's sake or something.
No, don't be a degenerate.
Apologies.
Hand holding
Hold
on my
hands at your own
podcast.
pace. Yeah.
What
Do something
depth-
normal like fisting first, then move on to the hand holding.
What depths of depravity have we sunk?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, I found an interesting one. I found Undying Love by Genderqueer
Okay,
Knight.
what's this?
Okay.
And, yeah, it's Count Orlok and Dracula Strahd von Zorov.
Okay, so Strahd von Zarovich is, or Strahd from The Curse of Strahd, is D&D's legally distinct Dracula.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a module called The Curse of Strahd. It's where you go and kill not Dracula. And yeah, so they've put all three together.
Yeah, this is very short, and I think they're gonna. They might do more later because it's only like 143 words.
Mm-hmm. It's 5 days ago.
But the
At the time
summary
of
is
writing.
promising. There are rumors.
Oh, sorry, no, it's January. Fuck. Yeah.
There are
Yeah,
rumors of new vampires in a certain count's territory, and that can't stand. So when Count Orlok meets them, he suddenly forgets his pain over Ellen, even though he doesn't know why. Yeah,
This is updated in January, but to be honest, it's probably best not to give up hope because, like, I feel this author's pain because my creativity comes in fits and starts rather than constant as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
So hopefully they will go back to it.
yeah,
Good
I
luck,
hope so
Genderqueer
because,
Knight.
like, I'm actually here for the plot.
Yeah, fair enough.
It may surprise everyone, but I am actually interested to see how these vampires duke it out. And being
But
promised.
you're here for the smut as well, though.
Well,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like I do like seeing how things come to fruition.
Well, it is only teen, so they may not pound.
Yeah, they probably won't, and that's also fine. I don't need sex in my fanfics. But it is nice when it's there. It's like, oh, don't mind if I do.
Understandable.
Oh boy.
Ooh, I've got some rare Yuri here.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Yeah. This is Ellen and Anna. So Ellen, the main girl. Anna is Friedrich's wife, who is pregnant with their third. Pregnant during this, actually. So we have the tags are pregnancy. Oh, rape non-con. Let's get out of here.
Yep, let's go backwards.
There are
Oh,
11.
It's between Ellen and Anna is consensual, but Orlok intervenes. I take it that's.
Oh, yeah, okay, so it's non-consensual because a vampire starts possessing someone halfway through,
Yeah.
which is not okay.
Oh,
You
yeah.
shouldn't possess people while they're having sex.
No.
That ain't right.
Wait till they're finished or do it before you start.
Yeah,
Unless they ask to be used like a puppet, and then
well, yeah,
But
that's consensual,
Yeah, but
and
that
that's
didn't happen.
okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
This fic is called In the Dark, I Love You How I Can by Houndoom. It is very impressive that a Pokemon can write a fic.
Yeah, it is.
Ha ha.
Yeah, POV second person. So I guess that's from Nosferatu's perspective as he watches?
No, it's you. First person, which is I did this, I did that. It's you did this, you did that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I briefly forgot what second person means.
It's late. It's fine.
Mhm.
I
That's
mean, it's
okay.
not that late, but it is the end of the week.
It's
I
not
feel
that
your
late,
pain.
but also, second person almost never comes up.
Yeah, it's because it always feels like you're being accused of shit you didn't do.
Yeah. Thank you for loving me, you whisper. Did I?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, speak for yourself.
You lean your body into hers. Well, I don't think I did, but okay.
To be fair, I've written a couple of things in second person. It's an interesting perspective. So,
Okay. I'm just curious what else we got. I'm once again disappointed that Van Helsing has not shown up. That film needs more love.
I found a Russian one, which is Nosferatu and Castlevania.
Oh,
Dracula,
is it in
Sepesh,
Russian?
Lisa, Orlok, and Ellen Hutter. But I have no idea what any of it's about. But I'm just saying it's
Well.
there. You're welcome.
Well, I'm glad that's out there.
Mm.
I still need to finish season 2 of Castlevania Nocturne,
Hmm.
but I've been having fun with it. Slowly.
I just want to post something.
Go for it.
This is I Want to Be the Grave and Earth You by Laser My Ass.
Laser my ass. Okay.
I was drawn to this because of one of the additional tags, which is I'm disgusting and a degenerate monster fucker, welcome to my crib.
Fantastic. Happy to be here.
But yeah, it involves blood, menstruation, menstruation kink, blood kink, obviously, vampire, cunnilingus, and you just know Orlok knows how to eat pussy. However,
I mean, they call it a moustache ride for a reason.
yes, this is it, Midnight
Oh
Moustache
my God,
Ride.
pull a tag.
However, this fic starts with, it could be a poem, it could be song lyrics, or something like that, which are bow down in position against the polished steel. This is something different, you like the way this feels. Is that just
that
a
feels like a
grandiose, verbose version of face down, ass up, that's the way we like to fuck?
It does feel
Yeah.
that way, yeah.
Yeah, it does feel that way.
It's good to know that Dracula respects the age of consent, because that first sentence is the first time she ever felt his presence was when she was 18 years old.
Yeah, it's nice that they got that in there.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Thank you for clarifying. Orlok did wait.
Yes, Orlok did wait.
He's a monster,
you know.
but he's not a monster.
He's a monster, but not a monster, yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's both in the film, but you know.
Unfortunately, he
leave
is
that.
both in the film, but the 19th century was a bad time.
Yeah, let's
This is a
not
fix-it
think
fic.
about that.
It's fixing a little bit. It's like putting a very small plaster on the breach of a hole.
Yeah.
But you know, it'll do.
Okay.
Good grief. Oh, okay. This is basically well-written smut, and Orlok is canonically accurate in that he is a rotting corpse. So, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant that he's hung, but sure.
Well, I mean, he probably is, but yeah, he's also a rotting corpse, but there we go.
Well, they reckon the skinnier you are, the more dick you have, so.
Is that true?
It's something that basically just less gets in the way. I think that's just
Yeah.
what it means. It adds to the length because there's more length there because there's nothing around it.
Yeah, this is
And,
it.
James, you've seen the legs on that man.
Good point.
If the bit that it's mounted to is less sort of sticky out, I suppose it'd look bigger. So, yeah.
And it ends on a cliffhanger with "I will return tonight."
Return tonight, of course.
He just shows up, talks to her, goes down on her, eats up all that blood, and says, "I'll be back later. My work here is done."
Yeah, swishes his cape, disappears.
Yeah.
My
Oh,
work here is
God.
done for now.
Mm-hmm.
I will be back later,
Yes.
it seems.
Presumably when there's more blood.
I like how in the more romance or sexually driven fanfics, they don't write his accent. But in
Yeah.
like the one we did with What We Do in the Shadows, they like wrote the accent out.
Oh, we
basically.
write the accent here.
I
Oh.
will return tonight. it just hits different, doesn't it?
It does. And it's a fun accent to do.
It is.
That's the highlight of the film. Oh god, so many tags.
He's only in it for like, what, 10, 15 minutes altogether? Old Nosferatu, but yeah, he leaves a lasting impression.
He sure does. On everyone involved.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen something that I'm rather confused by.
Oh dear. What are we going to be explaining today?
Let me just talk you through this. This is Nosferatu's Kingdom of Goon by Nosferatu.
Nosferatu!
I'm really sorry. I cringed inwardly when I said that. Anyway,
That's beautiful.
Amazing.
So, this is...
No, can I please read that note?
You can read the note.
Thank you. By the third page, you will bounce on it. Oh, ooh.
Excellent work.
Thank you.
So this is confusing because the fandoms are Nosferatu and Ratatouille.
Yep.
What?
The relationships are Dracula / Orlok. The characters are Orlok, Ellen Hutter, Friedrich Harding, Anna Harding, Remy from Ratatouille, and P. Diddy.
Also, there isn't a third page.
There isn't a third page. However, there's no chapter. Literally, the body of text is literally just a URL which redirects you to an article.
It's a costume review.
A costume review of Nosferatu, and then at the bottom it says, "On the third day, God rested. On the third day, Ellen bounced. Amen."
She did.
I'm quite confused with this.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused by this too.
Basically, it's just saying that the Lord's work was done, God did his job, and then, like, Ellen got to reap the reward of it.
But it also says in the additional tags, Edward Cullen bashing, and smut, and crack.
Yeah.
And there's none of that here.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Nosferatu, if you're out there, please explain yourself.
The thing is, it gets more mysterious because if you click on Nosferatu's profile, this is the only thing they've written.
Understandable.
So, yeah, no pseudonyms, one work, and it's from the 1st of February 2025. So.
I'm especially confused by the one person who's left a comment saying, "Oh my god, saved my life."
Yeah, bipolar slay.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It'll turn out we've unearthed some sort of CIA coding.
Oh god.
Messaging
I mean, I was
to each
wondering
other.
if this was AI nonsense, to be honest, but
Do you think it is?
maybe it is some kind of code. I don't know.
Yeah. Would AI write by the third page you will and then bounce on it horribly extended?
No. That's the main argument for it not being. So, I don't know.
Yeah, but what if it's this one? You'll know it because it's something Karen Orlock supposedly says. And then they'll be like, okay, and then they find it and they go, that's the one.
I don't know. It's going to be a mystery for us, I think, that we're just going to have to sit on.
We have found that we're just going to have to bounce on.
Nick, if you want to bounce on it, then
This
you
is-
do you.
This is one of the stranger things that I've found.
What?
And that's saying something.
Wait, did we talk about this? Okay, tell me if we've talked about this. Do you remember a fic called Wonkula, a Willy Wonka X Count Chocula butt fic?
I think I do, yes.
Yeah, I remember a weird Willy Wonka butt thing in the past.
I do remember the name Wonkula.
Yeah. I'm gonna post this.
Such a funny word. For fuck's sake.
Forgive me if we've talked about this before. Yeah, this is Wonkula, a Willy Wonka X Count Chocula butt fic by Kenless Stations. The fandoms are Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, General Mills Corporation Count Chocula commercials, Universal Monsters, Wonka, Despicable Me, Nosferatu, and Van Helsing.
Good grief.
That's an all-star
Now, the
cast.
fact Van Helsing is on here is keeping me here. Grace, sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. I was just saying
It is an all-star cast. All the best vampires are here.
they've made it here tonight. Lovely.
So the characters are Willy Wonka, Count Chocula, Charlie Bucket, Felonious Gru, The Minions, Oompa Loompas, and The Unknown (brackets Glasgow Willy Wonka).
Oh, Jesus.
There is 43 works in The Unknown, Willy's Chocolate Experience, Glasgow.
I will be reading all of them. I did want to know that, because The Unknown is my favourite character of 2024, and it's the one good thing AI has done. I love the addition of The Unknown, the evil chocolate maker that lives in the walls. It's just such a...
It's unhinged.
Yeah. So the additional tags: human monster romance, gay sex, oral sex, cum swallowing, vampire sex. Willy Wonka played by Timothy Chalamet. Willy Wonka played by Gene Wilder. Willy Wonka played by Johnny Depp. Body modification, anal sex, vampires, interspecies. You get the idea. So it's all three Willy Wonkas, is what I'm trying to say. And actor Timothy Chalamet is a separate tag.
Yeah, there's also... God, there's fucking all sorts in this. What hasn't this got? Mind control, hypnotism, dysfunctional relationships, Glasgow Willy Wonka, fucking xenophilia.
Mm-hmm. Who's the Xeno in this? I guess it could be the Minions.
This is very, very strange.
This is very, very strange.
I'm sorry.
I like what I see, though.
You're in for a treat. I'm about to bust, and this one comes with marshmallow bits. Me too, master. Come with me, and you'll see a world of pure emasculation.
No! Oh my god.
Ha ha ha. You seeing this, Wonka? Gru, master of the Minions, boasted. Your boys are getting urinated. Grrr. Willy threw a mean left at Gru's arrogant maw and bent his nose. The chocolate man mounted the bleeding Gru and continued to mollywop his ass. This looks like a weird gem, and I mean that in the nicest way.
It does. Count fucking Jesus. This line. Count Chocula added vanilla to the diarrhea as he mixed cream to Willy's coffee.
Oh.
His vitamin-charged rubs bounced off the walls of Willy's rectum just as Willy was orgasming a nut of his own. I feel I need to read this in my disapproving narrator voice.
I think we could do with a full read of this, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's very graphic, isn't it?
It's ridiculous.
There's just a line in Chapter 2, The Stranger Ignored Him. Count Chocula. Now that's a name I haven't heard in a very long time. I don't know what's going on. I'm kind of curious to find out.
Or at the end of chapter 3, at some point while Chocula was pinning Willy in a missionary, a third voice melded itself with the moaning, "Get your cock out of that man!"
Not all
Chapter 4, Chocula looked over his shoulder to find Van Helsing at the door.
Finally.
Oh my god.
You're in no position to legislate around it. Van Helsing had blasted his way in and Spartan kicked the vampire off mid-fuck. Not anymore. Cunt. But... okay, I
Vampire
think...
hunter and cock blocker.
Yeah. Okay, we'll catch up with our backlog on Fanfiction Chill, and then I will write to this author.
This is ridiculous.
Yes, it is. But it's the kind of thing I'm here for. And what makes fanfiction a delight to read. Well, there's a lot of things that make fanfic a delight to read, but I like the weird shit.
I don't want to spoil it.
No, don't.
Okay, I won't spoil it.
Great.
I read the last line. Let's go away from this.
Okay. Shut it down. It's time to move on.
Christ. It absolutely is. Thank you, Kenless Stations. I haven't laughed that loud in a long time, so yeah.
One last thing for you specifically before we go. Unless you guys want to read more things, I'm fine for that too. This is... there's a ghost fic in here.
As in... Oh, yeah.
The band.
As in
not
the band
not
Ghost.
the iconic 90s film. This is Hunger by zombie_queen666. Cardinal Copia and original female character. But Nosferatu is involved too.
Okay.
Scorpia as Count Orlok and Mouse as Elen. Is
Makes
this
sense.
anything it says?
Mm.
Okay.
Huh.
I don't know enough about Ghost. I'm leaving it to you guys.
I know the songs, but I don't actually follow the lore.
It's one of those things that I've been meaning to sort of catch up on and work out who is who. But I do love the songs. They're brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do like a lot of Ghost.
Yeah. Sorry, I've just seen a fic with the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen involved.
Fuck off, no way.
Yeah.
Nobody's out here writing that.
Mm-hmm. It's fine. One more thing.
Just one more thing.
This fic is called Dark Universe Rebirth by Mr. Perfect Cell. We have League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Van Helsing, The Invisible Man, Bram Stoker's Dracula, The Mummy, Dorian Gray, Jekyll and Hyde, Nosferatu, Underworld, Underworld Evolution, Hollow Man, which I've not heard of, and Hollow Man 2. Also, don't know. Gonna have to look into that, though.
Yeah, to be fair, the whole sort of shtick about League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is it was supposed to kick off a cinematic universe, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I mean, I could be full of shit, but I'm sure that I remember reading somewhere that it was supposed to be part of a bigger thing until it tanked. Yeah. So.
You could be saying that because you've heard me many times after a few beers saying, if Dark Universe had started with League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, it would have been a lot better than what we actually got.
Maybe. In that case, I am probably full of shit then.
Because I've said that many times. Grace will roll her eyes at this, because I know you've heard me do that rant many a time.
Oh, yeah, I know. I've heard it all.
Which is why you're going to continue rolling your eyes when I read this summary. A reimagining of the crappier Dark Universe, featuring intellectual properties from existing visual media already based on classical Gothic monsters. Some of them will be entire universes, while others will just be a select few of the films. Hope you enjoy. So, this author is writing what I've been saying for years, that they should have just made the Dark Universe series based on League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and Van Helsing and The Mummy, tied them all together, and just put them out like that.
That would be pretty cool, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Perfect Cell, we have similar brains. I'm going to read this, because this is what I've been wanting for years.
This is fair.
Mm-hmm. So thank you. I'm bookmarking this. So what do we learn today?
I prefer Orlok with the accent, but not in a sexual way.
That's understandable. I think I agree with you there. The fics are hornier than I expected.
Really?
Like, for some reason, in my head, I thought we'd be seeing a lot more fluffy takes on him, because a lot of the fan art I've seen is quite fluffy.
Maybe...
But it seems like the fandom is split. Like, the artists draw Nosferatu quite fluffy, whereas the writers seem to just be filthy.
I think the writers are book girlies. That'll be why. And then the artists are just doing it because they think, this would be funny. Can you imagine this visual? And they're just dicking about with it, more or less.
I think you might be right.
Rather interestingly, I learned today that out of all the things that we find weird now, the weirdest thing that we found today ended up being something which was relatively normal, which was a link to an article about dresses.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was just more confusing.
Yeah, it was the way that it was presented. Don't get me wrong, but even so, at the end of the day, it did just end up being an article about the costumes in Nosferatu.
Yeah. And they are fantastic costumes, for what it's worth.
Oh yeah, the man's in leopard print, for fuck's sake. He knows he's a pimp.
He is in leopard print, yes. I should have mentioned that, shouldn't I? The coat's got a bit of leopard print to it.
Yeah, you don't see it because it's so fucking dark all the time. But like, yeah, you see it in broad daylight. Man's wearing leopard fur.
This gets more and more unhinged the more I learn about it.
Your partner will love Nosferatu.
Is this because of the thirst, or because it's a genuinely decent movie?
It's genuinely decent. Like, a lot of it's shot in the dark, but it's like Lord of the Rings, where they actually nailed the lighting, so you can see cinematically what's going on. So it's really good.
I see.
And it's got nice little callbacks to the 1920s version. So like, the cinematography in that is quite old, so it's quite good.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. and they really liked their practical effects. So not so much CGI. It's good.
The far superior,
Yes.
I find.
Damn
yeah.
right.
Yeah, you'll like it, Nick. It's fucking. It's how horror should be.
Okay, fair enough.
I'd agree with that. But also, it can be weirdly horny, and I think Sophie will find that amusing.
Yeah. It is actually quite funny.
As one of the aforementioned dark fantasy readers, then yeah, it will suit her.
Right, okay, fair enough.
On my first watch, I thought it was really scary. On my second watch, I found it less scary and kind of silly. On my third watch, I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Right, I see. So it kind of, the effect diminishes the more time you watch it.
Yeah, it loses its power and becomes a comedy.
I see.
As with a lot of horror films, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. Apart from Final Destination, which I'm pretty sure is a comedy all the way through.
Oh, Final Destination doesn't set out to be a scary film. Not anymore.
No.
I'm not sure it ever did.
It's just some bad luck.
Yeah, to be fair, even the first one was dumb as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it immensely, but it was dumb as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God,
So, yeah,
Yeah. We do have a reputation for enjoying dumb films.
we do.
Which is why I also have to leave with a recommendation for A Working Man, which we saw at the weekend, and it's very stupid.
This is the,
Jason Statham.
yeah, the Jason Statham Boring Jobs Extended Universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
He's just a guy in construction who wants to pay to see his daughter.
Mm-hmm. Without spoiling anything, someone yells, "Ah!" at the camera while screaming up into the air.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there is somebody firing a gun up in the air and going, ah.
He doesn't fire a gun and go, "Ah." He just goes, "Ah."
I see.
And that was a lot of fun.
Although there is an enemy having, there is a part where he has, immense respect for this one honourable
Oh, yeah.
honourable guy, he's fighting, and, the guy looks at him and goes, kill me with honour or some shit, and he does.
Yeah, finish it.
And it's just
You fought with
what?
honor, finish me. Sylvester Stallone wrote it.
I think it was part of the production. I don't know if he wrote it, but
He was
I
in. It
believe
was said
it
it
if
was
he did.
screenplay. Yeah,
it was very Expendables, just without the shit nicknames.
that's everything you need to know. It is a meathead film.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna double check that actually. Make sure I'm not lying.
Lying on the internet, shame on you.
I know.
Nothing
Screenplay
but
by Sylvester Stallone and David Ayer.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and it shows in the nicest possible way. It's not setting out to be good. It's setting out to be a stupid action film.
Yeah, it's fair enough. I do quite like it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the vibe you get off of it is when they wrote it, it wasn't like they thought long and hard about it. It was they sort of got it scribed while they were out for drinks at a pub, and they were and then this happens. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then you need that guy that does this. Oh yeah, then make him scream into the air. Yes, get that down. Do you want another? Yeah, go on then.
Yeah.
That's how that film felt.
I'm not saying it's as good as Face Off, but it's of a similar type as Face Off.
Do you know, I was just about to ask, is it as good as as Face Off?
It's not as good as Face Off, but
I mean,
nothing's good
as Face Off, really, but yeah.
It's in the same film category as Face Off.
Yeah, it's in the same wheelhouse.
So,
yeah.
And I think that's the closest thing to a recommendation I can give.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised we didn't need to look at other vampires, to be honest. This kept us busy.
Yeah, it's a lot of it is a lot of the fandom. It's quality, not quantity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there are only about 300 fics, but we found enough to keep us talking for about 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
No, I completely agree. Maybe we'll do a vampire special in the near future.
Maybe so.
Because I was looking forward to an excuse to check in on Castlevania, but it's fine that we didn't. I had fun with these.
Maybe it'll give me an
next time.
excuse to play Vampires the Masquerade.
Ooh. You should. Your PC should be good enough to do that once we fix the graphics card.
I was going to say, it isn't at the minute.
No.
I also have noticed that whenever I get a Discord notification, I am getting like glitches above it. So it is
Oh yeah, no,
yeah. It's
you're
horrendously
currently
shitting the bed just trying to run Discord. So yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah, it's because a CPU can do graphics, just not as well as a dedicated graphics card. So
Yeah. This is it.
you're currently running it on like a slow PC.
Yeah, the
I'm
onboard
hoping that
graphics
won't
is
affect
trying
the
its
core.
best, bless it. So
Okay. Actually, the sequel to Vampire Masquerade should be coming out at some point soon. So maybe that's your excuse.
how long has it been? Like, I thought
A while.
Vampires the Masquerade was like ancient.
The sequel is in development hell and has been for a while.
Okay.
I'll check on that at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should call it there. Thank you for listening, if you made it this far. Join us next time. We'll probably be talking about not vampires, but something similar to vampires.
Ooh.
Certainly things from hell.
Right, what are we doing?
Demons.
Devil May Cry.
Oh, alright, yeah. Yeah, I knew that.
Probably. Yeah. I did say earlier.
Yeah, well, you know.
Fingers on the pulse.
It's all good. Yeah, thanks if you made it this far. If you enjoy the show, best way to support us, tell your friends. Help us grow. And, yeah, we'll be back soon. Follow us on YouTube, because we do occasionally play games these days when we get time. And we post them there. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.